What it do, YouTube? I am your boy Tony Vogue, the E-Boy, Zombie Slayer, and I've got to ask you, what do you remember about an extraterrestrial battle in 1979? I don't remember anything. And that's why we're calling it Forgotten History and checking out this video today. Drop me a subscribe. Please. Really make my day.
The year is 1979. A unit of Green Berets are dispatched to Dulce, New Mexico to contain an underground alien force. The aftermath of the battle will leave 60 humans killed in action and an untold number of aliens mortally wounded.
Did someone say
this
green?
was a U.S. Army Special Forces Black Op, and no one would ever know about it until almost 20 years later. At least this is the claim of government contractor Phil Schneider. He said he was in Dulce, New Mexico when it happened, and even has the wounds to prove it. He knows the alien threat is real. So who was Phil Schneider, and is he credible? Does an advanced alien civilization really exist in the underground labyrinths of Dulce?
Dulce, New Mexico.
What happened
sound
to
like
Phil
the
Schneider
spot.
after he leaked this information to the public?
Let's
Let's try to
sound like
find
where
out.
there'd be aliens.
Hello,
Them aliens.
I'm Mike Droberg, a Marine Corps veteran, filmmaker, history enthusiast, and investigator of the supernatural. And we will answer these questions on today's episode of Forgotten History.
Cool.
Geologist and engineer Phil Schneider was born in Maryland in 1947 and worked for the U.S. government. Schneider was the...
Okay, so already geologist and engineer. I mean, why would you need geologists to be exposed to space programming stuff? Why was he in the know? But the engineer part, you know, I mean, they need all kinds of scientists.
son of a German commander, Otto Oskar Schneider, who was captured during World War II and repatriated to U.S. Naval Intelligence and then settled in Maryland. After Phil's father died on May 13, 1993, and his best friend Ron Rumble was found dead in a park in Portland in September of 1993, under suspicious circumstances, Schneider decided to get what he knew out to the public before it was too late.
Okay, well, let's find out what he knew.
Schneider told the astonishing story of his encounter with alien beings living underground. Schneider claimed he was involved in the construction of deep underground military bases, also known as DUMBs.
Deep underground military bases. How many do you think there are in the States? Because there's no question they exist. Shit, Colorado International Airport, underneath that, there's a labyrinth of tunnels. They say there are tunnels under Disneyland. Bet no one's thought of that. Disneyland, a secret U.S. base. That thought is based. I am your boy Tony Vogue. I stay based. Drop me a subscribe, drop me a like, drop me a comment. Come on, please, man.
These DUMBs are said to go miles underground and are connected by a network of tunnels and are completely self-sufficient with their own food, water, medication, weapons, and ammunition.
Damn.
He claimed he was working on a highly secretive underground base on the Jicarilla Apache Reservation in New Mexico near Dulce, a Colorado border town. But he became suspicious of the project's true intention when he noticed American Special Forces operating in and around the area. At the time, Schneider said he began construction on the underground base just like he would any other base, by drilling holes. His team drilled 4 large holes, the standard way to start construction. But what emerged from the holes was not at all part of standard procedure. All the black sooty air came up when we drilled the holes there, Schneider said in a lecture at the 1995 Preparedness Expo. Then he went underground to make an assessment when he found himself just feet away from a big gray, a 7-foot-tall alien. The stench was worse than the worst garbage can. The entity was absolutely horrible, he said. Schneider fumbled for a pistol he was carrying. He killed 2 of the beings, but not before one of them could emit a strange and horrible energy. The alien made a sort of circular motion with his hand, waving it in front of his chest.
Emitted an energy. Okay, Haas. Your story getting shaky here, brah.
Schneider imitated the action. The next thing I know, the blue beam hit me and it just literally opened me up like a fish. He showed the audience his hand. The beam had burned off some of his fingers on his left hand and hit his chest. It also burned his shoes off and even burned his toenails off.
Okay.
A Green Beret saved Snyder's life, but lost his own in the process. But he managed to get Snyder into a lift and push the button to raise him above
Oh, what the hell, man?
ground to safety. The scuffle then turned into a full-blown battle that killed 60 Green Berets and government contractors. The Green Berets reacted instantly, bringing all the firepower they could to bear on the aliens.
Yeah.
But the aliens responded by shooting blue bolts of radiant power with the movement of their hands. The kind of bolts that blew off Snyder's fingers were turning the Special Forces soldiers inside out. Eventually, the aliens relented, retreating deeper into the complex. More than 60 people lost their lives that day, Snyder said. The other 2 survivors are living in nursing homes in Canada, he said. They are protected by the Canadian government, and no American, Snyder included, is allowed to access them. Snyder said this because they were scared of being kidnapped.
Well, what the fuck? Do you think we up in Canada?
Snyder was very critical of the government for keeping citizens in the dark and gave many talks on his experiences. There's a war under there, and it's been going on since that time, he said. He spoke of 1,477 underground bases around the world, 129 of them which were located in the United States. Each had a cost of $17 billion or more.
Holy shit, so they got security and communications. They got UFO clearance, entrance, agricultural premises on the ground level, okay, human staff housing, execs and labs, mind control experiments, alien housing, genetic experiments, cryogenic
The black budget, hidden from U.S. government agencies and from the public, garners 25% of the gross national product. Military forces from multiple countries have been engaged in such warfare with aliens, he said. We must instill in our public officials, they must tell us the truth, he said. If the truth cannot totally come out, what's the use in us having anything called freedom? Snyder claimed multiple attempts were made on his life after he began revealing what he knew. Then on January 17, 1996, Phil Snyder himself died under suspicious circumstances. It was ruled a suicide.
Okay, now Phil Schneider dies under mysterious circumstances.
But the autopsy report stated piano string had been wrapped around his neck 3 times. He was found with only his head resting on a wheelchair and blood on the floor, but no blood on the wheelchair or wounds on his body to account for the blood on the floor.
What the hell?
His wife, Cynthia Snyder, the only surviving relative, stated that shortly before his death, U.S. intelligence agents had searched his house and confiscated many things, including family pictures and writings.
Okay.
Coincidentally, Snyder had mentioned in his last lecture in Washington on September 24, 1995, that he was about to publish a book that exposes these government secrets and their treaties with extraterrestrials that go back as far as 1954. So what do you think?
Hey, all of a sudden, this just got a whole lot of credence, man. Phil Schneider, bruh.
I've never heard of anybody strangling themselves with piano wire.
Yeah, that's a weird-ass
Could it really
suicide.
have been foul play by the U.S. government? I guess time will only tell.
Because the U.S. government will not. What is that?
Thanks for watching today's episode of Forgot History. Please like, share, and subscribe.
That being said, man, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Check out Forgotten History. This was, I think, the first video I've reacted to by Forgotten History, but blown away. That was a great video. Man, underground bunkers. Just imagine what the government be doing in dumps that's deep underground military bunkers. Ha. Your boy, Tony Vogue, E-Boy, and Zombie Slayer.